Have you been on a river cruise yet? Today we're going to have a look at the top 5 reasons people have told us that they like to river cruise. Stay tuned. My guest today is Tim Hersh, owner of Cruise Holidays and Tours of Topeka. Hi, Tim. Welcome back to RTE Travel Talk.
Thank you, Ken, for having me.
Great to have you back with us, Tim. So today we're delving into the world of river cruising. As you know, we've seen it grow exponentially over the last number of years, and I've heard from many of our viewers and listeners, as well as other real travel experts, that the consensus is that the top 5 reasons for the growth of river cruises are: it's number one, it's a more intimate and scenic experience. People are looking for a cultural exploration, and of course, convenience and accessibility, luxury and comfort, and in some cases, themed and specialty cruises. So today, Tim, I thought we could start by you weighing in on why river cruising is gaining in popularity, and then we'll take some time, we'll flesh out these top 5 reasons. How does that sound?
Absolutely, Ken. River cruising has become increasingly popular, for several reasons. First and foremost, it offers travelers a unique and intimate experience. It's definitely one of those bucket list items. But unlike ocean cruising, river cruise allows you to explore more of a picturesque landscape. And of course, all the towns are charming, coming from the 8th, ninth, 10th century. And whether you're river cruising in Europe or if you're river cruising in the United States, they have Mississippi cruises, Canadian, New England cruises, and they also have the Great Lakes. So Viking provides that. So there's a lot of choices when it comes to river cruising.
You know, it sounds absolutely enchanting, and I know it was for us. Now let's get into it. Why is it that intimate and scenic tops the list as the first compelling reasons folks should consider a river cruise, Tim?
Well, river cruises take you through some of the most breathtaking landscapes there are. It provides a front row seat, to everything that the beauty of Europe, the beauty of the river cruises, whether it's the Rhine, the Danube, or any other river. What you're going for is the views. The views are spectacular, and that's why when you go on the river cruise, it's a very relaxing excursion.
So you're absolutely right there, Tim. There's nothing more relaxing than sitting on the sun deck watching the world unfold as you go down the river. Now, how about reason number 2? Why would someone choose a river cruise for cultural exploration?
The cultural exploration is the big draw for river cruise enthusiasts. There's cruises often stop at multiple destinations. They allow passengers to immerse themselves in cultures, trying local cuisines. What the best thing about them is the mom and pop restaurants that you're going to, some hundreds of years old, exploring historical landmarks. It's like a journey through living history.
Absolutely, because they used to be the highways of yesteryear. You know, Tim, I fondly recall from our river cruises that these were the rich and fulfilling experiences that we always remembered. On to our third reason: convenience and accessibility. How does river cruising offer a hassle-free travel experience, Tim?
Well, river cruises provide a convenient way to explore multiple destinations without the hassle and constant packing and unpacking like a land tour. Unpack once and you're done for that whole week. The smaller size of the river cruise ships allow you to dock right into the heart of the cities, and that's really important because you can just get off of the ship and it provides easy access into the key attractions right in the heart of the city without taking lengthy transportation, 1 or 2 hour bus rides before you get to the attractions that you want to see.
Right on, right on. And unlike a bus tour, assuming you can even reach some of these small towns, you're basically you're not living as you said, you're not living out of a suitcase. Now, for our fourth reason, luxury and comfort. Travelers often opt for a river cruise when seeking a high level of comfort. Why is that, Tim?
That's probably the most important reason to do river cruising. The river cruise companies focus on delivering an absolutely luxurious experience. From well appointed cabins to the 5-star dining, the 5-star amenities on board, the passengers can expect a high level of comfort because you have sometimes a 1-to-1 staff to client ratio, which just allows for a real personalized service throughout the whole journey.
Right on. You know, to find the same level of service on an ocean cruise as you do on most river cruises, you're almost going to have to step up to one of the luxury lines. So, lastly, let's talk about themed and specialty cruises. How does that set river cruising apart, Tim?
Well, the river cruise companies often offer themed or specialty cruises, such as a wine, music, a foodie tour. They're catering to various interests and culinary experiences, historical tours, even active adventure cruises. Most of the cruise ships have bikes on there that you can reserve to go biking through these cities. And this just allows travelers to choose a cruise that aligns perfectly with what their passions and preferences are.
Super. Tim, we loved our wine themed cruise a few years back. Thanks for all the insights on our top 5 reasons to consider a river cruise. I do have several river cruise questions from our viewers and fans. Got time for a few?
Yeah, you bet.
All right. So, number one on the list is, Tim, is why should I have the services of an expert travel advisor when considering a river cruise? Do I need one? And if so, why?
There are so many components now to traveling. It's not just a river cruise. You can see a lot of these options from different social media aspects. But you also have air involved. You've got transfers involved. You got pre and post night hotels involved. And there's just a lot of components and details that you want to have tied together. Our agency is a very proactive agency. And so we take care of all those different aspects of your travel from the time you're leaving your gateway city to the time you get back. We're going to have every detail organized. And that just gives you a peace of mind when you're traveling on your adventure.
No, absolutely, and it makes sense to have somebody there to act as your advocate, and then pull everything together, so you don't have to worry about it. Takes all the stress away.
You bet.
So, is there a particular time of year, Tim, you recommend to take a river cruise, or does it vary by destination?
Yeah, most of the time it'll vary by destination, but for European river cruises, whether you're going from Amsterdam, to Budapest or Bucharest, usually the best times to go are between May and June. The highest travel time, the last couple weeks of June into September is when a lot of the tourists are there.
Right.
So that's when you have the most congestion. But if you go May through June, September through October, that is a great time to go. Oh, but also December, because especially on the Danube, all of those just iconic cities along the rivers have Christmas markets. And those are very popular cruises because that's where you see a lot of the arts and crafts from the local, vendors. And of course, they're all decorated up for Christmas. It's just a spectacular event.
That's the ultimate Christmas shopping event.
Yeah, you bet.
Is a river cruise a good choice, Tim, for families with young children?
Not really. It's not geared to them so much, but it depends on the cruise line. Viking has an 18-year-old minimum that it can be to be on Viking. But Avalon and Uniworld, they will allow children as young as 8, and AMA will allow children as young as 4. But for the most part, it's more of an adult-oriented experience. But there are cruise lines that do welcome children aboard.
Right on, right on. Are they a good choice for folks, Tim, that may have mobility issues?
River cruising is not really geared for people with mobility issues. And the reason why is if you have a scooter or some kind of a mobility device, the cruise ships are going right into the heart of the city. So it's usually the docks are very small. There's stairs up and down. So if you did have mobility issues, ocean cruises will have people that are specifically there just to help people with mobility issues. So that if that was the case, probably an ocean cruise would be better.
Right on. So Tim, I would expect if you're someone with mobility issues and you were thinking about a river cruise or an ocean cruise, probably good advice would be to call up a real travel expert and discuss your issues with them so that they can direct you which is the best avenue, ocean or river, right?
Absolutely. All of the ocean cruise companies have handicap accessible rooms, whereas there are not handicap accessible rooms per se on a river cruise.
Okay.
On a river cruise, you're talking anywhere from 100 to 220 people that are on that ship, as opposed to the larger ocean cruise ships. So there's a lot a lot more flexibility in catering to people with mobility
Okay.
issues.
Well, Tim, this has been absolutely super information. So, listen, I understand you are escorting a group on the Danube next year. Why don't you fill us in?
Well, we're taking a group next year on the Danube, my wife and I, from Budapest to Wilshofen. It's called Melodies of the Danube. It's going to be May 24th through the 31st, 2025 on the AmaLea. And we really like partnering with Ama. We do a lot of groups with them. They have excellent journey hosts. All the excursions are included. It's just a level of service that is, unmatched. We really like to invite people to join us on that. 2 years ago, we did a Rhine cruise from Amsterdam to Basel, and we had about 45 people on that one, and it was just a fantastic experience. But the advantages of an escorted group is I'm there with you from the very beginning when you leave until you get back. And if there's problems on the ship, if we have issues with excursions, if we have health issues, you've got somebody there that can help. After the first or second day with the group, you're going to know everybody that's there. And that really builds the experience and just enhances that whole adventure.
Super. So, if folks wanted to reach out to you about a river cruise or booking into your escorted group cruise, how would they do that, Tim?
They would just give us a call at Cruise Holidays of Topeka, 785-271-9889. Or you can also email me at tim at cruisexcel.com. And that's Tim at the word cruise, the letter X, cel.com.
Super. Well, Tim, this has been excellent. Thanks for being with us today. Any final thoughts about river cruising before we wrap up?
Just the river cruising is an experience that's really unmatched. I have not had anybody go on a river cruise that has not come back with just fantastic stories about the things that they saw, the experiences that they had, the cultural immersion. History is something that you really can't just read about. You really get to experience it when you're going on a river cruise. It's a level of service and a level of experience that's just unmatched.
We really haven't had a chance to sail in the Danube. We'll have to have you back sometime to regale us with all your adventures with your group on the Danube. How does that sound?
I would love to do that. Thank you, Ken.
All right. So, with that, Tim, I'm just going to wish you and your team safe and happy travels on all your future cruises and destinations. May the wind always be at your back, and I hope to see you on a Lido deck sometime soon.
Thank you.
Take care, Tim. And that about wraps it up for today, folks. A very special thanks to my guest, Tim Hersh of Cruise Holiday and Tours of Topeka. If you would like to reach out to Tim or one of his team, I will leave his contact information in the description. If you'd like to reach out to us with a suggestion for a future video or a question, you can send a question to realtravelexperts.com, visit our website, realtravelexperts.com, or simply leave a comment. We always respond. And as always, folks, if you enjoy this content, a like, subscribe, a ring of the bell, and a share is much appreciated and helps us to spread the word. So until next time, happy travels.